Welcome back. There are many self-improvement videos that tell you to start by doing something small. Could be to go and make your bed. It could be to clean up your room. It could even be to solve world hunger. Okay, maybe not that last one. But this does beg the question as to why this advice is so common within the self-improvement genre. And the reason is because these little things help to build something called momentum. Let's talk about it. First things first. What is momentum? Momentum can be defined as strength or force gained by motion or a series of events. Generally, in day-to-day life, the concept of building momentum is pretty easy to understand. If you start out with a small victory, you generate a little bit of momentum. You can then use this little bit of momentum to tackle a slightly larger task, and if you're successful at that, then you generate even more momentum, which can then be used to take on an even larger task, and the process then continues to snowball from there. However, I want to talk about taking this effect and using it to your advantage by combining it with an idea I've talked about before in being present. And the key to this idea is to not only do the little things to build the momentum, but also to be mentally present enough to realize what you have built. And by having this awareness of the momentum that you've built, you can then effectively lean into your momentum. This is a very powerful trick because it allows you to double down on the momentum you have built by consciously wielding it. And I know this idea may sound a bit abstract, so I'll give you an example of it that actually happened to me the other day. When I woke up on this particular day, I was actually coming off of one of my most unproductive days that I'd had in a while. And just for a bit of context as to why, it was because it was a Saturday and the week prior I had been burnt out. And so my brain and body kind of just needed a day to sort of recalibrate and recharge. And so basically entering this day, I had a lot of things that I had to attend to, and immediately I started getting after it. However, as I was going throughout my day, I began to realize that certain things just started working out. For example, during the previous week, I had been dealing with a certain problem at work where a certain bit of code was running particularly slow. And ultimately, working during this day, I ended up being able to figure out what the cause of the problem was. Now, you may think, okay, that just happens to be a coincidence. Well, later on this particular day, another thing had happened to me completely unrelated. While I was shopping at the store, I was looking for a red bell pepper, as I needed it for one of my meal prep recipes. However, the store appeared to be out, as the little bin that they kept them in was completely empty. However, upon taking a closer look, I happened to find exactly one red bell pepper just sitting there behind the bin, as it must have fallen out at some point earlier in the week. And so, okay, you might think there's sort of two coincidences there. But then a third thing happened to me, and this is a bit silly and a bit specific to me, so I'll give you a bit of context here. So when I go grocery shopping, I tend to have to do multiple laps around the store to get everything I need because the order that I have the things on my list isn't the same as the order that I pass them in the store. And so usually I end up having to do like 4 or 5 laps around the store to find everything that I need. However, on this particular day, as I was crossing the things off my shopping list that I have on my phone, I happened to pick my head up, and right in front of my eyes, there just happens to be the very last 3 items, the exact 3 items that I was looking for on my shopping list. And as dumb as this might sound to some of you, this actually never happens to me. And so this was just a really, really interesting thing that had happened. And by now, this was the third thing in a period of a couple hours. And so it was at this moment that I became consciously aware of how much momentum I had actually built from all the things that I had accomplished during the day. And not only this, but also the fact that it just seemed to be one of those days where the little things were working out. And this specific moment was a game changer for me because my awareness of what was happening to me throughout the day ultimately reinvigorated me for the remainder of the day, allowing me to not only accomplish everything that I had set out to do on that particular day, but also to accomplish a couple of other things that I'd actually been putting off for an extended period of time at this point. And so it was the awareness of the good day unfolding around me that gave me both the confidence and the energy to tackle my remaining tasks with full force, knowing that today was as good a day as any to do so, as the track record of the day, again, had me believing that they would turn out successfully. And I really think that the key word here is confidence, as the ongoing success of the day had me believing that the rest of the day would also be successful, which in turn made the rest of the day successful. Just by having the belief that I could do everything and do it well, I was already ahead of the game on these remaining tasks before even starting them. And so, to wrap up here, your mind is much more powerful than you think. If you're able to not only do the little things to build momentum for yourself, but also to have the presence of mind to be aware of the momentum that you have built, then you'll be able to lean into your momentum in order to gain confidence and find success. And with that, that's everything that I have for you today. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.